He's built one of the largest weather pages in the Midwest, but with success comes criticism. Today, we're talking about when that criticism crosses a line into bullying. We'll get into it after I hit this music. Joining me this week is the founder of the Facebook page Midwest Weather, Lane Ingle-Shaw. Lane, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so tell me first, how did Midwest Weather start?
I started the page on July 19th in 2020, when COVID was happening. And I just started to look at like weather stuff. And then I found out that people forecast the weather, like probably in 2018 or so. And then I wanted to create a Facebook page to make my own forecast. And then that is how I came up with that in 2020.
Did you ever imagine your page getting up to like a little over 250,000 followers?
Not really, but when I covered the entire Midwest, I thought at some point I would, but the first 2 or 3 years was like a slow growing page. And then just in the last 2 years or so, I gained like 160,000. So definitely a lot faster than what I thought.
No, I remember I joined your page probably roughly around 3 years ago. I followed your page because I'm in Minnesota. I think you're in Iowa, correct?
Yes.
So we're kind of neighbors. And I think at that time when I joined your page, you had about 60,000 people, which is still remarkably good, really high. What got you like interested in meteorology and weather type forecasting?
It was more so with news stations. I've always thought that they didn't do a great job or whatever. So it made me motivated to make my own forecast. And that's how that happened. But then also just went outside, and I love nature. And then I saw how it started raining or snowing or whatever. I was wondering how that happened and how people forecast that. So that's when I wanted to do that myself as well.
And what did you do for training to kind of educate yourself and how weather works and forecasting works?
It was mostly self-taught, but storm chasing definitely teaches you a lot about the weather as well. But I studied weather models like quite a bit, like just myself, just learning, just clicking on models and seeing how they do and all that stuff, and just got experienced with it.
So was there like a single post that you remember that propelled your Facebook page to go from like 60 some thousand when I first joined your page up to 252,000?
The winter months, like the snowfall forecast, is what really makes me grow the fastest. But I'm pretty sure back a couple years ago, how I got, a lot higher than 60,000 was I'm pretty sure it was the Dre shows that happened, not in 2020, but there was a Dre show that also happened in December of 2022, I think. And that is what really boosted my page as well. So there was a few posts, but it's mainly winter time that really gets out there.
Okay. And then for the people listening, can you tell us what a Dre show is?
A Dre show is, well, they updated the criteria. It is 400 miles of damaging winds of 58 miles an hour or greater. But you need isolated damaging wind gust of 74 miles an hour or greater as well. And it does have to be a certain width as well. And I guess, like you call it height, it's about 60 miles.
Okay. So I remember was it last summer Iowa got hit with a huge derecho? Or was it 2 summers ago? You guys got hit? Because didn't you guys also have like an F5 in Iowa?
We've not had an F5 in a while. But
Okay.
the one you might remember is the Greenfield tornado, which was an EF4.
Okay. Is that
Should
the
be
one with the
an EF5,
video?
but
Was that the one with the video with the tornado going by the windmills?
yes.
Yeah, that one looked crazy. So now let's talk about your success and what comes with it. You built your page up to 250,000 plus followers, and you have a lot of positive reviews. I mean, your positive reviews outshines all like the negative ones. But what was it like getting your first like negative review? Like, how did that make you feel?
I didn't feel that great, honestly, and I did get pretty upset, I guess, at myself and them. I know it's not the best thing to do, but I did reply to them, and maybe I shouldn't have. So I took it the wrong way for sure.
Okay. Do you remember like a specific story or a post that kind of like, man, this isn't nice.
Well, from this year, it'd be easier to know. Pretty sure I posted about the complexes a few weeks ago that I had forecasted that happened about 2 weeks ago. There's about one or two of them in the Midwest, and that post got out there pretty well. And there was probably 30 out of like the 120 comments were hate comments. So
Man.
I get really upset. And then on X, my ex has a lot more hate on there. That's what I deal with.
Okay.
But
Yeah. How how do you deal with that? And then are you willing to share like what comment stood out to you the most, like that kind of hurt?
I deal with it a lot more now, but I mainly just make the post, and if I see the comments, I will just get off of Facebook for a while and go out and enjoy my life, really. I mean,
Yeah.
not stick on social media and read all the comments. And then on the comments, I don't really have, I guess, much of a story for them. There was a couple of them they called me names, I guess, but not, I mean, I just got rid of it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to get to, it was like a specific post you made, or was it saying, "Hey, you forecasted this, but we didn't get that," type of comments?
Uh, for snowfall, there's definitely for sure. I remember was it last winter or 2 winters ago? Either way, I forecasted a foot of snow into the Minnesota area,
Okay.
and there was reports of only 6 to 8 inches of snow. So some of them comments that happened right there, as you can probably tell, were pretty brutal.
Do you typically get like the same people commenting those comments on your page, or is it just usually random people?
I do seem like most of them are just random people that, because I know that Facebook's algorithm, some posts will get like out there on random people's news feed. So I'm pretty sure most of them are from them people, but there are a few of the same people that does it over and over again, and I can't ban them,
Yeah.
but why would you do that?
So, what is something you wish people would know about when it comes to predicting the weather?
That at least lately in the last year or two, weather models have struggled a lot more. It's really hard to forecast in general, like during some times of the year. You know, temperatures are easier to forecast. But for snow, like last winter, it was just crazy. I mean, models were never right at all. And then this summer so far with these storms that's happened, I mean, there's 2 or 3 times we've had a couple of complexes that happen overnight on the morning through Iowa, and it wasn't supposed to happen at all. So just lately seems just harder that to forecast in general because the weather models are not doing so great.
So, with the success of your page, you get criticisms from television meteorologists or from meteorologists around the country. Do they try to take stabs at you because you have a successful page?
I have gotten a few actual news station meteorologists. One of them is here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa as well. I won't shout them out because, you know, but
Yeah,
there
we
has
can't,
been
anyways.
okay, good. There was a few that happened. There's one station in Wisconsin as well. So, I mean, one of them was a chief meteorologist, or two of them was, and they messaged me paragraphs and paragraphs. Just pretty much how my forecast sucked. I don't know.
That's all. So they left a paragraph saying your forecasts are bad. That's all they had to tell you.
Pretty much, yes. In short,
I mean, are they right all the time though as well? So it's like you're just pointing fingers at each other.
especially when it's like a weather community, we're all trying to forecast the weather for people. I don't know why we all have to fight each other. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I just don't get it.
When you miss the mark, like so for instance, like the snowstorms, like I know last year we had a few snowstorms that were supposed to be major snowstorms. We're talking like I think from like 15 to 18 inches. And then to myself, I'm like, well, you know what they're gonna say, the dry line happened or some dry air happened. But what does your comments look like after that? Like what are people saying to you? Are they targeting you personally? Just what are you getting? Like what are you seeing that we don't get to see?
They aren't really that terrible, I guess, if you want to say, compared to
Okay.
what it can be. It's a lot of it is just saying that the forecast sucked and Iowa hype and all that stuff. That
Iowa
I mean,
hype.
there's sometimes they just tell me to quit forecasting. So
With these criticisms though, when do you feel it crosses a line into bullying? Like, what goes too far?
Definitely the name calling as and when the same person does it over and over again. Like
Yeah.
one or two times, I guess, if you said the forecast was wrong, it was wrong. I admit it. But if the same person keeps saying that like you suck at forecasting or whatever, and that gets to a point.
Do you face any other like criticism from other traveling meteorologists who are not on TV? They just travel, do their own thing. Do you get a lot of comments from them or messages from them as well?
Yes, especially with storm chasing. The same people that storm chases are usually the ones that tries to act like they're better than everybody else. So they would come and say the same thing as what other people would, all the hateful comments really. But yes, it's like a lot of meteorologists wants to say the same thing to each other. Just hate each other. I don't know why.
Yeah. Is there like a lot of politics in meteorology?
No, I want to think so. Some people get into it in politics with it for
Well,
some
I
reason.
guess, I guess what I mean by politics. So, like, I run a martial arts school, and for example, when we had COVID, we had to teach martial arts on Zoom, and then there would be these instructors who refused to teach Zoom classes because they said, when I was growing up, we had an instructor with us teaching side by side. Well, no kidding. You didn't have Zoom back then. I'm sure if you had Zoom back then, you might have used some tools to continue learning martial arts if we were in a pandemic. I mean, so that's what I mean by politics. I mean, like, it's always been done this way. We're not changing it. So is there that type of politics in forecasting where you're doing something, but they were taught in school, like, this is how we do it. This is the only way how we do it. Or you shouldn't be doing it this way because you didn't look at this or whatnot. So that's what I mean by politics. It's like your own like governance of weather.
Yeah, especially the meteorologist that's been a meteorologist for decades now. They do want like the younger people, I guess, to try and like, to do the same techniques as them, or like look at the more in depth for whether it'd be like this is how you do it. And like everyone has their own way of forecasting.
Yeah. And you're pretty straightforward on your page. If you click the about section, you say you're not a meteorologist. You say you're a storm chaser, but you have the passion for meteorology. You make excellent forecasts where the point is if you're getting these comments, they're noticing you. And if you are wrong all the time, you wouldn't have 250,000 plus followers. You're doing something right. What's your plans on in the future with Midwest Weather? Do you plan on expanding and growing? Do you plan on continuing with schooling? What's kind of your thoughts?
I do plan on growing this weather a lot more. I want to live off of it,
Hmm.
and so far it's going well. And I have expanded to YouTube again. I want to get X and YouTube built up as well. So I have Facebook, YouTube, and X, both pretty big platforms to do a bunch of things off of. And at some point, maybe when the 30s or 40s or whatever, I do want like my own like weather studio type of thing as well.
Okay. So with your challenge right now, you're on X, you're on YouTube, you said as
Yes.
well. What's your total follower count you have with all these channels?
On Facebook, I also have a Facebook group that is called Midwest Weather Reports. That's 40,000 followers, so
Oh wow.
290. My X is going pretty quick now, but I just started both of them. So I'd say about 300,000
Okay. 300,000. And so majority of that must be from your current Facebook page of Midwest Weather. Is that
probably.
correct? Yeah, it has 250,000 plus. Do you have aspirations to continue with meteorology for schooling, or do you kind of just want to focus on what you're doing and growing Midwest Weather from what I mean, you built a pretty good fan base already, which a lot of people can't do yet. So what's your plan?
I do want to build. I just want to focus on this business page right now.
Yep.
Maybe at some point I do some classes or some schooling, but I don't really know if I'm gonna go full into a degree for weather. Maybe
Yeah.
a degree in business at some point, but I'm not really sure why I would spend all this much money in classes when I'm already doing good enough, and I won't really use the degree
Yeah.
right now.
Maybe you can get to the point where you're the CEO of Midwest Weather. Maybe someday you can hire a meteorologist. they work for you, you know? I mean, why
That would be
not?
nice, yeah.
Why not? Is there anything else you want people to understand when it comes to forecasting weather that you wish they would understand?
That it is not as easy as what many people think it is. You can't just, like there's so much to look at and to learn about weather to be able to forecast it. It's not just going to go look at some weather model or radar or look outside and forecast 5 days in advance.
Yeah. And I also think, I know you didn't say this, but I'm going to say it. People need to realize those comments, they go to a human being. I mean, it's like, would you talk this way out in public? Well, some
Or to
people
your own
might.
kids.
Some people might, but majority of us will not talk that way to other people in public. And like you said, forecasting is hard. You are literally trying to predict the future. But what you're doing though is you're giving people a heads up. That's what you're really doing.
That's the job here is to hopefully save lives, really.
Yeah. I mean, how I see it, it's no different than car insurance. I don't know how it is in Iowa, but Minnesota, you have to have car insurance. It's the law. But I had never been in a car accident. Why am I paying for this? I should be mad at these people. It's like, you buy all these coverages for a maybe. And here you're giving out free advice to everybody. Yeah, weekend plans, well, heads up, we're strong possible storms. So just plan accordingly. You didn't say there's a 100% chance. So I think people need to realize that there's a human behind that screen as well. And it's easy to forget that. And then we do have the keyboard warriors out there. So,
Everybody has them ones.
yeah. So I know we talked about this whole episode was about your page, but for people listening, and I have listeners all over the world. So Australia is like my second biggest listener base. So when we say Midwest, we're talking about United States. So Lane, where can people find you?
On Facebook, and YouTube, and X, it is all named Midwest Weather.
And for those watching, you saw the link go across your screen. If you're listening on your favorite podcast channel, I'll put his links in the podcast description as well. Lane, I want to thank you for your time coming out here, kind of giving us your thoughts and experiences of forecasting weather as something that you've been doing for a passion, and you have been very successful at it. So no matter what the people say about you, you still got 252,000 followers and growing. I mean, that's success. So you're doing very well, and I wish you success and keep doing what you're doing.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
If this episode helped you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And to learn more about our nonprofit, Karate Chop Bullying, and the anti-bullying and confidence building programs we offer youth, visit karatechopbullying.org. For podcast episodes and updates, go to breakingbullying.com or email us at any time at breakbullyinghere@gmail.com. I'm Tim Flynn. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time as we keep breaking the silence on bullying.